video, we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be taking you through one of these luxury townhomes. This is Alpine Ridge. We're on Skylight Trail right now. This is Morrell Builders. Morrell Builders has been in business for since 1947. They've built over 2,500 residential homes, so they know their product inside and out, and they do an amazing job. Again, thank you to Lori and the Morrell Builder team for getting us in these amazing homes and spotlight this neighborhood. It's just amazing that they would let us do that. So if you get in touch with us, we can get you in touch with them, and we would love to help you out. So without further ado, let's hop into the video. What's going on, guys? My name is Anthony Hamilton with the American Home Team here at eXp Realty and the Living in the Finger Lakes team. That being said, this is Joshua Garnish, also with the Living in the Finger Lakes team at eXp Realty. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Josh, what are some of your favorite aspects about these townhomes?
Yeah, so the first thing that you notice when you walk into the home here is just the grandeur and the size of the ceilings here. I mean, when you walk in, you look up, you feel like you're in a huge luxury home.
Yep.
And then when you walk into the basement, when you walk down into the basement, excuse me, you have the 13.5 floor ceiling, where someone like me who's taller, you reach up, you can't even touch the ceilings in those.
Yep.
It just feels like you have a huge 2-story home all built into a townhome.
Yeah, absolutely. Not to mention the vaulted ceiling that you'll see in the kitchen and living room,
Huge.
which is much higher than the 9-foot ceilings. And you know, 9 feet, you don't really think that it's like that tall, but when you get in a 9-foot ceiling house, that's pretty freaking tall. So it makes a world of difference, like Josh mentioned. So the basement is fully customizable as well. This townhome that we toured today was 2,000 square feet on the main level, not to mention the 731 square feet in the basement that included an additional bedroom and full bathroom in living area. So you can get as custom as you want. There are still 6 lots left in this neighborhood. And so if you hurry and get here and call us before they start pouring the foundations, you can completely customize everything about the townhome. So just be sure to reach out early and we can definitely get you set up. So I hope you enjoyed that video of the walkthrough at Skylight Trail in Alpine Ridge. So Alpine Ridge is in Pittsford. It's literally a 5-minute drive to the village of Pittsford, and not very much longer to Victor, to Rochester, to Penfield, to Brighton, to literally anywhere that you want to go. Pittsford is like central to it. So when we're talking about location and whatnot, Pittsford is, in my opinion, it's one of the best locations, not to mention school districts are top tier. And then you know, crime and safety, you can go on any crime map and see what that looks like. But you know, this neighborhood, if I were to analyze what this neighborhood is going to be primarily for, it's going to be for probably like empty nesters, maybe maybe a family with like one kid or something. It's a townhome. It's single level townhome, luxury living. So chances are you're not going to have a huge family in this house, but it can certainly accommodate that. So normally I think what we're seeing in these neighborhoods, and upon talking to sales reps, kind of what we're seeing is more like the retiree type atmosphere, right? And you know, they're bringing grandkids over, they're having family over, and so they have additional living spaces in the basement. And so that's what makes these properties so unique, these townhomes so unique, is that everything is fully customizable. So you're talking about, like I said in the video, you have 2,000 square feet of living space upstairs on the main level, not to mention the 731 square feet in the base. So that's a living room, a bathroom, and an additional bedroom, all legal with this model unit had 3 egress windows. So, you know, egress windows, you could do larger egress windows. You could maybe do 3 or 4 egress windows. So you can add a few more in. Certainly, if you were to add more bedrooms in down in the basement, they could do that. You would just need an extra egress window per bedroom in order to make it livable. So you can definitely add square footage in the basement by making it livable with those egress windows. And Morrell Builders is amazing enough to be able to offer that to you guys. Now, this townhome, specifically the model, sold at $750,000, and this was decked out with all the upgrades. So what's really unique about Morrell Builders, and I don't know if I've heard it from any other builder specifically, is that their exclusive design is through Inde Studio. So Inde Studio or Inde Design Studios is in it's on Pittsford Victor Road or Route 96, right past Eastview Mall on Route 96, and it's an amazing giant building, and literally they have everything in store there for you. And if they don't, they order it quickly and they can get it in for you. So by the time that, you know, say your cabinets or your countertops are ready to be put in and installed in the house, they will have them there ready for you. I know that Inde Design Studio, they have a process as far as designing goes. So normally it's going to take anywhere from like 2 to 6 weeks. So they can get in, they can actually go over an in-depth design with you and make it look aesthetically pleasing as well as functional for you and your family, and how you typically navigate your household, and you know, having your appliance triangles and things like that, right? So however you want it specifically, they can cater to that. So that's pretty amazing. One thing that's also specific about Morrell Builders, and maybe I've heard of, you know, maybe 2 or 3 other builders in the area that do it, but maybe don't offer it standard, is that they are doing a poured concrete foundation versus a block foundation. So most of the time what you see with builders right now in the Rochester area, and you know, so keep in mind where you're coming from, you might not have basements because maybe you live down south or out west or something, you might not have basements. We have basements in almost basically every single house here. And so normally what we find is, if you're talking about an old house, like a historic house, you're talking about a stone foundation. It's a bunch of like boulders basically kind of concreted together, holds up the house. That is far less superior than a block foundation. Block foundation, if you imagine giant cinder blocks, you know, like foot-long cinder block, a bunch of them stacked on top of each other, kind of tiered like, so that it can hold up a house. That's a block foundation. As you can imagine, there's a bunch of seams, right? There's mortar seams where, you know, they can crack, water can get in, they can expand, etc. So it's a lot more susceptible to the outdoor elements, the ground elements, if you will, leaving your basement maybe a little bit more wet, a little bit more damp. Insulation may not be as good. The poured concrete foundation is like 9 or 10 inch thick concrete, literally a 9-inch thick concrete wall with insulation barriers on the inside, and an insulation barrier on the outside as well. So in between the ground, the dirt, and the foundation. And so as you can imagine, when it's solid like that and there's less seams in the concrete, there's gonna be less chances, less susceptibility to something going wrong with that foundation. So not to mention, it's gonna be a lot more insulated. It's gonna feel a lot better when you're down there temperature-wise and climate control-wise versus a block foundation or even the stone foundation of some of the more historic houses. So that's something that's amazing. But like we mentioned in the beginning of the video, the standard 9-foot height ceiling, that is a big deal. It makes the house feel so much bigger. Even when you're in tight areas, like tight sections of the house, maybe a foyer or entryway or something, a 9-foot ceiling makes it feel a lot more grandiose, a lot bigger, a lot more spacious. So while, you know, maybe your entryway may be tight, if you have a 9-foot ceiling, it feels a lot bigger. Not to mention the vaulted ceilings. I believe that the vaulted ceilings in this model unit are a custom feature, so it's an add-on. But if you didn't do that, you'd still have the 9-foot ceilings throughout the whole townhome, which again is going to make it feel that much bigger. Now, obviously, if you customize it and you have those vaulted ceilings, that's going to make it feel the biggest. Something to keep in mind, you're going to need furniture in there to reduce the echoing and to reduce the sound, or dampen the sound rather. Anytime you get high ceilings, big open areas like that, you're going to have some sound vibration going through, especially the more people you have. So furniture, carpets, area rugs, things like that are going to dampen that sound, so that helps a lot. Not a big deal there, but I'm a huge fan of the vaulted ceilings. Just makes everything feel so much bigger than maybe they actually are. And so really what we love about these townhomes is just how custom you can get. Morrell Builders is a true to definition custom builder. Before they pour the foundation, you can go in and you can modify literally everything. And again, with the Inde Design Studio, you can go in and make your own selections, and they're happy to put it in for you. Keep in mind, if you've got crazy things in mind, right, they can only go so far as you know what you want as far as custom goes. But a majority of the things that you're gonna want, if it's something crazy, you might be paying a little bit extra for it. But they're going to be able to accommodate because they're a custom builder and that's what they do. Now, one important note is while we were out filming this, we were out in the neighborhood and we had seen some of the neighbors, some of the current owners walking the sidewalks, and there's walking trails throughout the whole neighborhood, which is really true to Pittsford, because in many of my videos before, in fact, go to the last one with the Victor Pittsford or the Pittsford neighborhood tours, I talk about how much Pittsford feels like you're in a park. This neighborhood is a perfect example of that. You feel like you're in a park. You got walking trails that go through the woods and you know, just go throughout the neighborhood, and it's nice. We're not talking a sidewalk, you know, that lines the road. We're talking a nice gravel path that goes through the woods and you know, up the hills and everything. It's really nice. So that being said, we encountered some people walking on the paths and the sidewalks, and we stopped and talked to them about like, hey, what are your, you know, favorite things about this neighborhood? What are things you like and things you don't like? And you know, we're expecting to hear kind of a good mix of both. But you know, what we really kind of came across, the majority of we talked to probably four people, and all four of them really said that they just love the community. They love the houses. They haven't had issues with the house. For the one person that said that they did have an issue with the house, now keep in mind, as I'm saying this, every single new build, every single house is going to have an issue with the house. My sister just built a $650,000 house in Canandaigua. She's still having problems with it a year and a half later. So you're gonna have problems even with new builds. Now the difference is, does your builder stand behind their work enough to come and fix those problems, whatever they may be? My sister's builder, no, they did not. Morrell Builders, yes, they absolutely will come back until the problem is resolved, and they will make it right. So what this neighbor specifically said is that initially they were having a couple issues, something in the basement. I don't remember exactly what it was. It wasn't like water or anything like that. It was just maybe, I kind of took it as like a nitpicky thing, but what he said was that Morrell Builders, they were at his door basically the next day rectifying the issue. They were there until the issue was fixed, and he couldn't appreciate it enough. And that, I think, is all you can ask of a builder, is to stand by their work and to represent their clients and the new homeowners who are buying their new builds to the best of their ability. And so I know just by being in these homes and speaking with the sales reps, they absolutely do that. They're absolutely there for you. And keep in mind, I'm not getting paid by Morrell Builders. I'm not being sponsored by them. I'm not, you know, receiving a cut of any sales or anything like that from this video. I'm speaking to you as far as if you were my client going into one of these homes, I would 100% feel comfortable in putting you in one of these homes because they're just that good. You know, there are certain builders that I might steer you away from, or I might make other recommendations rather, just because maybe I have experience with that builder and they don't stand behind their work. And something like that is important to you as a new homeowner or a new build owner, right? There's all sorts of challenges that we encounter with just home ownership alone, not to mention new home ownership. It's a little bit different. So you want to make sure you have a builder who represents their own products well. And actually the sales reps live in Morrell homes. So their sales rep actually stand behind their own product and they actually buy into their own product. So that is a really good feeling when you're looking at a builder, is do their own people stand behind and live in the products that they build? And the answer for Morrell Homes or Morrell Builders is yes. So that being said, here are a few documents that they left us with. They gave us these nice packets, and upon request, if you message us, we can give you these and send you these. So here's a floor plan for this one is the Grace model. Really nice floor plan. This other one on the back is the Cascade model. And again, both of these are fully customizable. So then here's their process. It's really cool that they provide this. Super simple, super basic, in-depth process that they stand by. And they will take you through this step by step. So it's just amazing that they lay it out like this. It's, you know, one of the easiest guides that I've seen from a new construction builder. Now, I won't go into this because there's a lot of them, but here are a list of the custom features that they offer in their homes. It's, you know, 3 pages front and back thick. So it goes from everything from exterior details, energy saving features, the framing, interior details, fireplaces, lower level details, flooring, bathrooms, plumbing, electrical, etc. Right? So everything that you'll want to know is in this packet. So if you reach out to the information on the screen, I'd be happy to get that to you and get you in touch with them. And then also here is just a little bit about the Alpine Ridge neighborhood. I know it's going to be hard to read that. I don't know if you can pause the video and read that, but again, you know, we'll have digital copies of these upon request. So if you want them, we can definitely get you them. But that's it, guys. Morrell Builders, I was actually pleasantly impressed. You know, my perception of Morrell Builders, honestly, coming into this tour, while I saw the product and I saw it on the MLS, I was scouring the MLS just looking for homes for my clients and also looking for homes that I could record, and I came across these homes and I was just impressed by the amount of detail in the photos and the videos that they provided. And so I decided to give Lori, the sales rep, a call or a text and reach out. And I was a little bit skeptical. For some reason, I was thinking that Morrell Builders was like a track home builder, like a panel built builder, kind of like, you know, there's some other builders out there where every single house is the exact same, maybe a different color, but the layouts are the exact same, and everything is the same. Not to mention they nickel and dime for every single thing in the house. And so just a real quick story about this is that I remember when I was helping my sister build her home, it was when we were interviewing builders still. She had laid out the plan that she wanted and she was taking some of the, you know, this was a panel built, so the designs were already in, you know, so that the builder could throw these houses up. She wanted to reduce the amount of cultured stone on the fireplace to about half. She wanted cultured stone up to the fireplace mantle and then just be drywall going up, right? So you're reducing the amount of stone. It was going to cost her $20,000 to make that difference because the builder already had panels of the fireplace stone going all the way up to the ceiling. It really silly. So in order for them to change that, it was going to cost $20,000 rather than saying, oh, you know, we're reducing the amount of stone used here, so it's going to be cheaper. No, they were going to spend $20,000 extra for just doing that. Whereas a custom home builder, true to form like this, you wouldn't be doing something like that. So you know, with some of these builders, you got to be looking out for the funny business like that. What kind of things are they doing add-ons for and whatnot? And I think we were really impressed with Morrell Builders and the things that they offer. just standard, right? But then also the amount of upgrades and customization that you can do with there. So, you know, meeting with Lori and her team at the Model and then Morrell Builder is just, it's been amazing. So I would really trust these guys to make a solid product for any of my clients. But that being said, guys, hope you got to the end of this video. If you did and you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, as well as that information that's at the bottom of your screen. I'm the guy that answers those texts, emails, and phone calls. Definitely don't hesitate to reach out and we can get you in touch with Lori and her team. But until the next video, guys, bye-bye.